What's up, everybody? Mood616 here, and I'm back with another top 10 countdown list. Now, if it wasn't for my boy, Movie Collector 666, who absolutely motivated me to do or to shoot these videos, because I already had these lists done. He keeps popping up his videos, and I already actually have these things done. All I need to do is shoot them. So, thanks a lot, Zach, for getting me motivated to do these. Lots more to come. So, anyways, this one is top 10 Stephen King adaptations from either a novel or a short story. Now, this was, when I was making this list, holy fuck, I did not realize, like, how much stuff has been added, made into films and TV shows and series and stuff from his works. I mean, I knew there was a lot, but holy shit, man. There is a lot, and making a top 10 list is so difficult because there's just so many things that I have to leave off the list that would really be included in a bigger list, with some of the, the ones that I left off, like I don't have Christine on here, which is a shame. I don't have Carrie, like Graveyard Shift, like there's a bunch, Silver Bullets. It's so hard to fit all these things in, but I went with this, and I'm kind of sticking with this. I could almost even do like a top 10, TV movies and series top 10, and, a movie one just by themselves would be actually easier to do, but instead this is just all together. And with that said, number 10, Children of the Corn. I went with Children of the Corn because this is one of the only movies that actually scared the shit out of me. When I watched this movie as a kid, I don't know what it was about it. Maybe the atmosphere, maybe the killer kids. I just don't know what it is about this film, but it really fucking freaked me out, man. And it always kind of stuck with me. I always thought this was a really good film. And, pretty good adaptation of the short story that it's based on. I believe the short story is only like 5 pages long or something like that. So, but yeah, this is a good one, Children of the Corn. Now, I know if other people decide to make videos of their Stephen King adaptations, everyone's lists are going to be so different. This would be actually kind of a cool one to see. Next up, number 9, Misery. This is a film that I really wish that they had have incorporated a lot more of the violent nature of Kathy Bates' character from the book into the movie. With that said, it's still an awesome adaptation. I love this film, but the book is fucking brutal, man. Like, when I first read the book, it's just so much more harsh than the movie. But this has got great performances. Kathy Bates is amazing in this film. James Caan's amazing. It's just a good film. I really enjoy this. Never say enough good things about Misery. Number 9. Number 8, this might be a little bit of a surprise to people, but I think this is fantastic. The Dead Zone, number 8. Directed by one of my favorite directors of all time, David Cronenberg. I absolutely love his work. I think this film is brilliant. This is a great adaptation of it. You got Christopher Walken in here. Does an amazing job in this film. I think he's just brilliant. David Cronenberg's direction is awesome. I think David Cronenberg is honestly one of the best directors of all time. Directs some weird shit, but he's just good at what he does. But yeah, another great one, and that was number 8. Number 7, Pet Sematary. This was actually the very first Stephen King novel I ever read. I read this when I was in grade 4, and it took me a long time to read the book, I gotta say, because there was words I had to look up because I didn't know what they were. But yeah, and watching this movie, pretty much right when it first came out too, I just fell in love with it. This is a brilliant film, just an awesome adaptation of it. I think I actually would like to read the book again, because just to see what I would feel from it again, because when I first read it I was just so intrigued by it and just absolutely loved it. But yeah, Pet Sematary, awesome one. So what am I at? Number 6 here. Number 6, the TV movie directed by Tobe Hooper, Salem's Lot. This is one of the best TV movies ever created for television, in my opinion. It's long as shit. I guess it's more of a short kind of series, I guess. It was 183 minutes, so it's just over 3 hours long. Brilliant. this is some of Tobe Hooper's best work that he's ever done, in my opinion, with the exception of, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, obviously. But this is really how you do vampires, like Zach said. This is how you do vampire films. This is really good. It's creepy. It's got one of the coolest looking vampires ever, if you can see that. This is a good film. I would actually like to watch this one again soon. It's just long, 3 hours. So into the top 5. Now this one might be surprise too in the list, but I think a lot of people actually even tend to forget that Stephen King actually wrote this, and that is Arnold Schwarzenegger's The Running Man. Now this was a short story that was in, I think it was in the Bachman books. I want to say, yeah, I think there was 4 stories in that Bachman books book, and this was one of them. Now the story is a lot different than the movie. Similar but different from what I remember. I haven't read it in a long time. But this is actually my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I know a lot of people are going, really? It's not Terminator 2? No, for some weird reason I have this weird connection with this movie. I watched it like so many friggin' times in the 80s. Like I know like every line in this movie. I just love the whole aspect of the killer game show. It's fantastic. It's a great movie. Running Man, number 5. Number 4 is the classic Shawshank Redemption. Another film that generally people maybe tend to forget that Stephen King wrote it because it's not a horror film, like The Running Man. But Stephen King has dabbled in non-horror stuff too. I mean, hence The Green Mile. That's not really a horror movie. But yeah, The Shawshank Redemption, one of the best movies ever, in my opinion. This is just brilliance on screen. Just a great story, great, fucking amazingly acted. This movie has got some insane acting in it. Just great performances, and it's sad, and it's believable, So I really enjoy this. I think this is some of Stephen King's best work, to be honest. But yeah, Shawshank Redemption, number 4. Number 3, I went with Creepshow. Now, these weren't based off of a book or even a short story. Stephen King wrote the screenplay for these, and George Romero directed them. So I included it, because he did theoretically write it. Everybody knows my opinions on Creepshow. I think it's brilliant. I think it's fun. Anthologies are like my shit. I absolutely love anthologies. Yeah, and this is actually some of George Romero's best work in my opinion too, besides the Dead films, but just sheer brilliance, man. Creepshow, number 3. Number 2, another non-horror movie, which is interesting, but I gotta go with Stand By Me. This is a movie that my father took me to see in the theater back when it came out in 1986. I would have been 6 years old, and Ray Brower's dead body at the end of this film scared the shit out of me. I had nightmares for years about that body. It just looks so fucking real. Great performances all around from Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, who just plays the fat kid in the film, Will Wheaton, and of course River Phoenix. Rest in peace to River Phoenix. He was great. It's too bad that he passed away. But this is just a brilliant coming-of-age film that I think everybody needs to see at least once in their life. I think it's one of the best coming-of-age movies ever made. And Rob Reiner did a good job with this. I'm not generally a big Rob Reiner fan, of his films, but I think he did a really good job with this one. So, yeah, Stand By Me. And number 1, just like Zach had, The Shining, which is interesting because he did mention that Stephen King himself does not like this film. He's been on record saying he does not like this film, hence him making his own TV version of The Shining, which I think is okay. I prefer this one. I think Jack Nicholson's fucking brilliant in this. I think Stanley Kubrick's direction was amazing. Now, I will admit I have read the book, like I've read most of Stephen King's novels, and I honestly think that the movie is definitely a lot different than the book, and I can see where Stephen King's coming from. He didn't really like the adaptation of it. With that said, though, I think they're both good. The book's awesome, the movie's awesome, and I don't know, what can I say? I mean, this movie's just got brilliant performances. The setting is just so sweet in this movie. I think it's just epic. Absolutely epic. And yeah, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Number 1, Stephen King, Adaptation. And these are just my favorites. Number 10, Children of the Corn. Number 9, Misery. Number 8, The Dead Zone. Number 7, Pet Sematary. Number 6, Salem's Lot. Number 5, The Running Man. Number 4, Shawshank Redemption. Number 3, Creepshow. Number 2, Stand By Me. And at number 1, of course, The Shining. And those are that is my top 10 Stephen King adaptations. Like I said, it was probably the hardest list out of all the lists I've made to make, just because there was so many to choose from and so many good ones. And I was just really surprised at like how I didn't have The Stand on there. I love The Langoliers. You know, Silver Bullet's one of my favorite werewolf movies. Like, I don't know. I mean, this is just how I made the list, and I went with this, and I stuck with it. So yeah. Anyways, Moose616 signing out here. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Peace out, homies.